So there's sometimes a question or even a debate, argument, disagreement, or consideration as to whether images that show this are legitimate or these are mistakes of the artist, that the artist appears to show two left hands. Because why would you ever hold the sword like this? This is retarded. Well, in fact, it is not. It is something that is organically a part of using the European longsword. A double-edged, straight, double-handed blade. Watch how I will not remove my hands from my hilt. I'm going to maintain the grip. I'm palming the pommel, half gripping the pommel here, so that when I cut, and I do different moves. Oh, well, there I am. Okay? And I can hit here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. And I'm doing all these moves and all these things in such a way that I end up, oh, there I am again. So that I end up doing things in such a way that you go, oh. That's how you end up in the positions that you end up in. So that you do different things depending on what technique we're using at the time. And you see these grips in the manuals so that they might hold a flug with the thumb on the side of the grip. And then another time, the thumb is on the flat of the blade. And then other times, they're fingered. Or other times, the thumb is on the lip of the blade to allow for that beautiful edge alignment. And sometimes the palm is, the hand is holding that pommel directly on the palm. And other times, I'm hooking it with the thumb. What's really amazing is if I'm using a sword with one of these so-called fishtail pommels, I do all sorts of things by gripping it in these fantastic ways so that I end up holding it in this very ergonomic manner that makes you say, oh, wow, there is no question that they knew what they were doing when they were designing this to be the way they're designing it. Oh, a flat wheel pommel with this raised nut on it, which I'm not gripping by the pommel. And yet, when I make certain cuts, I end up gripping it in a way that is very ergonomic again. So that again, I'm gripping it ergonomically. Beautifully ergonomically, in fact. As I'm doing the different strikes, horizontal, short-edged, vertical, crooked, diagonal, from whatever position, from whatever stance, it works. And you begin to also see why these belted grips are there. So that when you're doing certain actions, those belted grips really come into play. Say for the thick first quarter of the blade here, sometimes called ricasso, for why that is extra thick to grip on certain blades. Incredible weapon, diverse weapon, extraordinarily versatile weapon, the longsword, really underrated, only now beginning to be appreciated as something truly remarkable. No part of the sword was invented in vain, as one of the sources tells us. And this is the weapon that went everywhere, from the Indian Ocean to the New World, from Scandinavia to Central Asia, from North Africa, across Eastern and Western Europe, the Mediterranean, Asia Minor. And nowhere was it found wanting or lacking. Nowhere did they say, oh, yeah, the local arms and armors really caused us to have to change it. Why? Because it comes in such diverse forms So that a spadone like this, very tapered, very stiff blade, it's not the same as this warsword with the parallel edge and a rounder point, which again is not going to be the exact same thing as this lovely great sword here with a rounded lozenge blade and a longer handle and the things that it's going to allow me to do and the way I'm going to use this, and so when we add in our half sorting, there's just very few things on the planet that are comparable to the longsword. You say, wow, no wonder so many people were using this for so long.